Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. If you're new, welcome. This is actually going to be the first episode / video of a series that I'm planning to do, which is, if you've read the title, I Draw Your OCs. And this, by the way, just quick information, okay, I cannot speak, but heads up, if you want to know how to submit your OC so that I can draw them, please read the description because all the information will be down there. So this OC was submitted to me by just wait, thank you Wi-Fi. This OC was submitted to me by Hazel_Mallow on Instagram, and so the OC's name is Mallow and she is 14 years old. She died of blood loss and lost her arm in a magical girl accident when she was 13 years old. She's a deer demon and has a claw as an arm, so she can do all sorts of stuff with her right arm. She loves bright pastel colours and is a big optimist. She's pretty clingy to Moke, and Moke is her girlfriend. So, yeah. So you saw the sketching process. It was very short. For this drawing, I didn't do a very detailed sketch. I just did a giant blob of blue, basically. But the reason I don't sketch very neatly is because it takes away the fun of the line art process. I'm not saying line art is fun, but it makes the line art process a tiny bit more enjoyable when the sketch is not messy, because you have more creative freedom and you're not just tracing your own work over and over again, because if you don't know, why are you drawing the same thing over and over again? Yes, which is why I kind of just winged the line art. But yeah, there is actually a lot of cons in doing it this way, and one of the cons of doing it this way is with your sketch being super messy and having like 20% of detail, you're not gonna like see the mistakes in your drawing, in your sketch, like because you barely have one. You're not gonna see that maybe the eyes are a bit wonky, maybe the face is wonky, maybe that the antlers actually don't look good. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. And also for the antlers, it's actually pretty funny. My hand was so shaky whilst doing it and I'm not sure why, but it actually turned out very nice because wood isn't very straight. It is pretty wrinkly, if I'm allowed to say that. No, that sounds wrong. But wood isn't the most smoothest thing. So I think it turned out okay. And with her hair, I was like, what do I do? Because it's kind of like wavy, but it's not curly. And I'm not good with drawing curly hair at all. So, you know, yeah. So the line up process is actually usually what takes me the longest when doing a piece. So you're gonna see, can I speak now? Yeah. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of the line art process. Yeah. So yes. Actually looking at it right now, I can tell that the head's wonky, and when I finish the drawing, I can see that too. So I just used the liquify tool in Procreate to fix that. But yeah, you'll see later when the drawing is done. Also, if you want to know how long this took, I believe it took around, damn it, I literally cannot. You know what, I'm gonna go get a calculator real quick because I sped this video up 4 times, so 400%, yeah. So I'm gonna go run my calculator. So the whole video is around 40 minutes, so 14 times 4, which is 56 minutes. So I believe this whole drawing took 56 minutes. Yeah, it did. I think it took actually 58 minutes. So this whole piece took me about 58 minutes, and I can say about 20 to 30 minutes was spent on the line art. Like 5 to 10 minutes was spent on the sketching, and about 10 minutes, 20 minutes spent on the colouring, and I don't know what that adds up to right now. So yeah. By the way, the program I'm using is Procreate. I think I already mentioned it, but I didn't like specifically say it was Procreate. I think I just mentioned it. And yeah, the brushes I'm using are custom because it's not that I don't like the default brushes. It's just that I was trying to make a brush that mimicked the inking thick and thin brush within Photoshop, but I failed. My brush looks nothing like the inking thick and thin brush in Photoshop. If you have Photoshop, I really recommend you check out that brush because it's amazing. And So yeah, but that's the brush I'm using. And for shading, I like to use a pencil brush that so basically my line art is a more textured, markery brush looking pen. It's not actually a pen, a markery brushy brush. And my flat color, it's just flat color, you know, fill bucket tool. My sketching, I literally don't know what I use anymore. And my shading, I use a pencil, a brush that mimics a pencil, because I don't know, it like a rough little I cannot find my words today. I really enjoy that rough look of shading. So that's what I use. I believe that in the drawing pack there's some nice tools, but I don't know. So yeah. Anyways, I think the line art is almost done. I'm kind of just working on the face here, and as you can tell in my sketch, I basically had no face, so I had quite a bit of trouble doing the face. Hence why you should definitely sketch more when you draw and not just do a giant blob of blue stuff everywhere. Yeah. Anyways, I'm drawing in the glasses now in a separate layer because it will make it way more easier to color. Because when you have the glasses and you're trying to color in the face, damn, those tiny details will annoy the heck out of you. So that's just the way I'm doing it. And for the glasses, I am just using the Eclipse tool. So when you draw a circle and hold down for a few seconds in Procreate, it just generally generates an automatic circle for you, which is what I'm using. And now we can merge the glasses pane thingies together, and it will be getting on into the flat / base coloring. And for that, I tend to use a kind of like the pen fade brush in Ibis Paint, but it's a bit different. It's way more, it has more opacity. So yeah, and it doesn't, like, at the ends don't fade out there like flat. So I do all of my flat coloring on one layer because the way I shade is very simple. And now that I've gotten really used to this, whenever I do flat colors on different layers, I get so frustrated because I don't name my layers. And if, like, for example, the flowers are green right now, it would be so hard to find that layer when it's merged with all the other layers because I don't name them. And the mini, like, on the left hand of every layer in most programs, I assume, like, they have a little picture of what's colored, right? You cannot see that because of how small it is, which just makes it so incredibly difficult to see. So I tend to just use everything on the same layer, and all the freckles and stuff I'm also doing on the same layer. When I am shading, I will create a new layer and on a multiply, and I use a bright neon Danganronpa blood colored pink to shade, just because I feel like it adds really nice things. But however, when I'm shading pink or red, I tend to use a blue or purple. Hopefully that helps you out a bit. But yeah, by the way, when I say pink or purple, I mean really dark colors too. So here I am just adding in the pattern of her jumper right here. I don't actually draw patterns on any clothing, really. So it was a bit weird. I should just take a sip of water because my voice is dying. Lol. I don't know why it's dying. I don't speak that much today. But to be honest, I did speak more than usual during school. Alright, so now I'm going in, actually no, I'm not going in anywhere. Now I am doing the pattern on her jacket, which is tied around her waist. Colour dropping from the reference image I got and slightly adjusting opacities to get to the checkered pattern. I low-key cannot remember what this pattern is called. I believe it's called, like, it's Scottish, it's definitely Scottish, but what is it called again? I don't remember, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure if you know, you can leave a comment for anybody that needs to find it. If I remember it later, I will be sure to tell you. Anyways, so I'm just finishing off all the colouring with the glasses, and yeah, I think that's about it. So I create a new layer. Bro, can you finish with the base coloring already? Yeah, we'll just wait a bit. Now I'm creating a new layer, and I think you saw the bright neon pink I'm using, and I lower the opacity of my shading layer, which by the way is a multiply layer, and I lower the opacity to 35%, and I just take that bright pink and I shade everything except the eyes. I tend to use blob shape and then add little bubbles in it. That's what I do. So I use this pencil brush and I shade in this neon pinky color throughout the whole drawing, and yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it, but yeah, for some reason every single one of my drawings, if I don't have a specific light source I'm shading from, it's always the top right corner. I don't know why, it just is. So that is the angle I'm shading. Oh, maybe it's the top left corner. No, it's the top left corner that I'm shading from. Sorry, light's coming from top left corner. Don't know why, that's just my default that I always go back to, but yeah. Or maybe it was top right. I low-key cannot tell right now. I just need to see the finished image. No, I'm pretty sure it's top right actually. So with the shading, but I don't have a specific way of really shading anything. Clothes, obviously just follow the clothing lines, you know, the folds, which I have a tutorial on. If you go to my channel, on my playlist section, I have a playlist of tutorials, and you will find my clothing tutorial there. But yeah, so I don't really shade anything really specifically, like, oh, here is how you shade clothes, colon, blank, 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 blank. No, I don't really have a specific way, it's just whatever looks good. So yeah. And now I'm actually trying to do a little bit of the background. So if you want to know how I make my line art look so glowy and softy and stuff, I duplicate my line art layer, which is why I decided to use one layer for my line art, unless some people like use 7, which I'm like genuinely confused. So for my line art, I duplicate it, and then on the lower line art layer, like the one underneath the other line art layer, I set it to a color burn, a blending mode, and I do Gaussian blur on it. I think about 3 pixels, so that's how I get the glowy soft look. Now I'm trying to paint in a sunsetty background and failing because I don't paint ever, literally. I've done about like 10 paintings in my whole entire 12 years of living, so yeah, the background looks okay. I'm just gonna blob in some trees, lol, and then yeah, going lighter further into the background, and then we're gonna get this nice little green color actually, and then we're gonna get this leaf brush from Procreate because I can't be bothered to draw leaves. We're gonna add a few different shades of green because I decided to, and now I'm just playing around with some lighting, to be fair. So I added a pin light over the whole drawing because I felt like it looked softer, and the characters were very soft, the reference image I used at the beginning. Adding a multiply layer, shading with a bit of purple, using the leaf brush as an eraser to show that she is standing within the forest and that the environment is related to her. And then we're going back in with a leaf brush and adding a bit of stuff, and then we're getting a giant airbrush just to soften it out so you can see the features a bit more. And then we add a new layer, and then we get some whole multiply layer to shade the entire background. Then we get an add layer, and we add some cool dramatic lighting because we want it to look so, I forgot the word, something essent, radiescent? No, gleamiescent? No, that's not even a word. Radiant, glowescent. I'm making up words now. Just overall shiny and nice to look at. And that concludes this episode / video of I Draw Your OC part 1. If you want to see more, please make sure you give a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, or just enjoy my content because it's free and you can unsubscribe anytime you want. And if you really hate me, unsubscribing is way cooler than never subscribing in the first place. So yeah, goodbye. Every day, 24/7, you call